So the first session was a bit delayed getting out. There was an issue with kind of getting the chair sorted, getting the position right, getting the belt sorted. That delayed us a bit. Then we got to the pit lane. We saw that there'd been an incident, so I needed to wait for a while. Then when we eventually got out, it was pretty slippy, and there was basically an oil slick between turn 6 down the Bentley Straight onto turn 7. So it was a good experience, but didn't really get a lot from the car in terms of the grip levels. Then we came in and there was a torrential downpour. That was pretty exciting. Went straight onto the wets. Went out, had a good session, had Stu McLaren in the car, great coach. Had a good session with him, got some good times in, made really good progress, feeling really good about that. Third session, had Stu in the car for half the session, had him out the car for the other half of the session. That was good, also made good progress, and felt really good after that. Decided not to go out in the fourth test session. That was a combination of it being a little bit greasy and on the borderline of kind of wets or slicks, and it presented a bit too much of a risk getting towards the end of the day and not having a lot of time to repair it because we're out first thing tomorrow. And also I was getting new slicks from Dunlop and they weren't quite ready yet, so unfortunately I sat that one out. But good day. Just been on the sim with Virtual Reality Racing Club. Their sim is pretty good. Clocked some really good times, wasn't far off Stu McLaren's pace, so that's reassuring. Looking forward to tomorrow now. Got qualifying at 9 a.m, then out on circuit around midday. So I will give you an update once I've done that. So, first race weekend. How did it start? It started wet. Qualifying went really well, went out on wets. It wasn't actually raining at the time, but the track was very, very wet. Put in some good times, got second place in the Cooper grid, which I was absolutely delighted about. A little bit gutted it wasn't first, but hey, let's not expect too much from the first time out. So second place, really pleased with that. Got into Parc Ferme, got put on the weighing scales. Unfortunately, my car was 14, with me in it, was 14 kilograms beneath the weight that it needed to be. I was absolutely gutted, so I got disqualified from the qualification, put on the back of the grid, and then had a 10-second delayed start for safety reasons, so that I obviously didn't come ploughing through the remainder of the grid. That was going to be a challenge for the race. Got my head together, got focused, got to the race start. Race start went okay. I could have started better. There's still a lot to come from the race start. Got round, was just completing my first lap, and we had a red flag. So unfortunately, that meant it was a full restart. So I didn't gain anything from that. But because of the delay that had put into the meeting, they shortened it to 7 minutes from 15 minutes. So the restart was over 7 minutes. That obviously gave me a lot less time to recover time and clamber up the grid. So we do the race start again. I've got this 10-second delay. As I entered the second lap, I was coming up on the back marker. Managed to get past that guy down the Bentley Straight. which was quite an efficient, effective move, and then was pressing on, obviously, to get through as far as I could up the grid. Unfortunately, on that second lap, that was the end of the 7 minutes, and the checkered flag was out, so unfortunately I couldn't make any more progress. So got back, had a look at the times. I was quite a way off the pace, a good kind of 4 or 5 seconds off where I need to be. It is the first time that I've driven that car in the dry on this circuit. I had new front tyres on, those are my racing driver's excuses. I did learn a lot. I got more brave as I went through, and I'm feeling good and encouraged about tomorrow. I've had a good sit down and coaching session with Stu McLaren, so hopefully I've got some things that I can focus on tomorrow to hopefully give me some good progress. I'm going to target a podium tomorrow, see where we get to and press on. I do need to be careful not to get too aggressive and push too hard, because that will end badly, but I'm feeling good. So I'm starting 6th tomorrow, which isn't too bad actually. It's about the middle of the pack, thanks to a couple of DNFs and also a penalty that the pole man on the race received. So looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. I'll update you once I've finished that. So, race 2. What happened in race 2? Got to the start, was in 6th position. Set off, got a fairly good start. Quite pleased with the start from yesterday. Vast improvement. Kept up with everyone, which was the main thing. Wasn't aggressive enough. I think I could have gained probably 2 or 3 places. I backed out of a couple of situations, but then I didn't defend well enough and got a place taken off me as well, so that was disappointing. Then I was pushing a bit too hard through the first 3 laps. Back end got a bit wild at a couple of points, ended up almost spinning off. I was very sideways, lost a lot of time. Again, a couple of cars went past me. From there, kind of gathered it up, started chasing fairly hard. Could have been more aggressive with the overtaking opportunities. Didn't really take the opportunities that I had, which I should have done. And got to the last corner on the last lap, was having a good fight with Adrian, and Adrian was defending quite hard. Got a little bit loose coming into the last corner. I took the opportunity to dive down the inside of him, and then it was a side-by-side battle all the way to the finish line, and managed to gain the place, thankfully. So I ended up in 7th, starting from 6th with a spin as well. It's probably not so bad. The most important thing for me is that I took 5 seconds out of my time from yesterday. So learnt a lot, got the car up to the speed where it should be, and where the car is capable of. Now I need to work on smoothness and hitting the apexes, taking wider lines, opening the wheel sooner. Things that I've discussed with Stuart, which I'll take into Alton Park, which will be the next round. So that's it for now. Good weekend, steep learning curve. Looking forward to the next one.